All right, guys, today we are going to talk about split custody. In a video or two ago, I talked about 50-50 custody, and a lot of times people think that's the same thing as split custody, and that's not the case. Split custody is actually pretty unusual. I've only dealt with it once or twice in my practice, and what that is that when you have multiple kids, you have a different parenting schedule for each of the kids, so the kids don't necessarily go together. So if you have 4 kids and 2 are, in high school and you've got 2 little kids, maybe you would come up with a schedule for the 2 little kids and a different one for the 2 older kids. So maybe, and a lot of times they're going to be opposite. So instead of, one parent having to manage all 4 kids at once, they're just going to have the 2 younger kids at a time or the 2 older kids at a time, and then they would switch. A lot of times in those plans, it'll overlap to where one parent will end up having all of the kids for a weekend or something like that, but then the school week might still be divided for, whatever reason might make sense for that family. But it's not typically something that judges will just order, because one of the things most jurisdictions require judges to consider is sibling bonds, and it's usually deemed better to keep siblings together. Sometimes when a court will order it is when there is some sort of behavioral problem with one of the children. If there's, something clinical going on to where maybe one of the children is potentially a danger to one of the other kids or requires so much attention that it would be, not an ideal situation to have all of the kids together, and they kind of need that one-on-one attention. So I have seen that ordered by a court, but typically when you're going to have a split parenting situation, it's something that the parents are just going to decide amongst themselves and request that the court orders. That's going to be one of the big benefits to mediation, is your family dynamics better than a judge is ever going to know. So through mediation and through the one-day divorce process, what we focus on is giving you the autonomy and control over those schedules so you can put in place what makes sense for you and your family. Be sure to follow and like if you have more questions or want more information like this.